Hi guys, Rob here. Welcome to another Friday video, and you know what to do before we even start. You should hit the subscribe button, you should like it, and also hit the notification bell so you know when I'm posting more of these fantastic videos. Well, thanks for joining me here in Wiltshire in the UK. It's very rainy, it's quite dark, it's quite thundery. My phone's getting loads of thunderstorm and lightning warnings coming up every few minutes, so that's all very exciting. So if we get a clap of lightning from the gods, so that could be quite fun during this pad workout. This video, what's it about? So today, before I shoot off to the studio, I just want to talk about phrasing. Now we talk about drum fills, and I've mentioned this a few times, but with me doing these pad videos every day and drumming rambles sometimes on Sundays between lessons, before my pupils come in, I'll have a play. And if you scoot back on my channel here, you'll catch some of those. And most days I'm either doing a pad video from home or it'll be a drum kit thing that I've recorded at the weekend and I've edited down to make it a little sort of 60-second short. And it could be a groove, could be something abstract, whatever. But phrasing is really important. We talk about drum fills, but I like to talk to my students about phrasing and thinking of a phrase that we could sing. Doesn't have to be that melodic. We all do the classic digga digga dooga 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 dooga. That's fine. Digga dooga digga doom boom, all that kind of stuff. It's all drum talk. And I think it's quite important to be able to do that. When we listen to guitar solos, we listen to trumpet solos, we can listen to some freestyling, a vocal, and it's all to do with melody, yes, but it's to do with rhythm. And that's where we come in. That rhythm element is really important. Now, whether we've got a 4-piece kit, a 5-piece, a 10, a 12, a 23-piece kit, we've still got tones on that drum kit. As most of you know, I like to play and practice on a little 4-piece jazz kit because it means I've got to be extra creative with what I want to do tonally, because I've only got this, 4 drums and a few cymbals and stuff. And that really challenges me to be interesting and creative. So I've programmed something. It's just one of the things I like to play along to. It's 110 BPM. I do this stuff on Logic or GarageBand all the time, and I just log them. They're only 60 seconds because that's how long a short is, but some of the stuff I'm doing for my album, they will obviously be 4 or 5 minutes and they will be longer. But anyway, it's 110. You don't need the piece to play along to it. You could just use a metronome or a click at any BPM you want. And the thing is, I'm going to play along to it, and I'm going to play it a few different ways. I'll play it very straight. I'll use some different subdivisions. And something I want to talk about today, which is why I'm sort of using this as a platform, is unresolving phrases. Now, most of the time I'm getting my students to phrase and think of the phrasing, as I say, and I'll give you some examples of that, and I'll lower the camera down because I can't fit it all in on the landscape, and I don't want to go to portrait because this is going to be on my normal YouTube channel as a vid rather than a short. So I'll lower the camera and it'll just be my torso, sticks and a pad, unfortunately. But I'll still be talking over the top, and I'll let you know what I'm about to do. And I think you should try any of these examples that I'm going to do. But as I say, one of the ones I really want to focus on is unresolving phrases. And when I wrote this, I was really thinking of that in mind. So, before I start, so if you've got something like dum, 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 da 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 boom, da da da, digga digga da, digga digga da, boom, da da da. Boom. They're all comfortable, and of course when we're learning to mix our rudiments together and phrase on the drums, that's what we need to do. And we'll probably descend down the drums tonally as well, because that's something we should practice and we should be aware of. But after a while you don't need to do that. You come back up the other way on the drum kit, or if you've got a 5-piece, don't always go to the first tom, maybe go from the snare to the second tom first, or snare to the floor tom. Whether you've got a 4-piece kit, you could do the same. Go to the snare, to the floor, then the rack tom. Just different ways of playing it. Same with double strokes, put double strokes in different places and all that kind of thing. So if something was going to be unresolved, it would be something like this. Digga, 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 digga. 2, 3, 4. Da, 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 da. Boom, 2. They're all 4/4. Digga, digga, da, 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 da. Boom, da, 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 da. Boom, that. So it's kind of just being a bit cheeky with the fill, and also it's kind of like making the listener make up the rest so they can hear it themselves and think something was in that space. So enough rabbiting, let's get on with it. So I'm going to lower the camera and let's start playing along to some of these tracks and give you some examples. Okay, so here we are. I'm going to keep the click going on the tracks at 110. And this first version, I'm just going to let you hear it. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's in a straight 4/4 feel. So 8th notes and 16th notes are going to sit very nicely, like this, just hand to hand. So 8th notes into hand to hand 16s. So we could play like a 10 groove. Think of some fills. Even play 16s, like an 80s backbeat. So, you know, there's a template to start with. We could practice our 8th notes into 16s, and we could also practice playing some 8th note grooves along with it and some 16th notes and playing fills off the back of that. So this is just on the pad, obviously, that I'm talking about. The next version I'm going to do, I'm going to play some 16s and I'm going to mess about with some accenting and try and get some interesting accenting moving around the piece. So 16th notes, 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a, all hand to hand. If you're left hand, it'd be left, right, lead, right hand, right, left. So I'll start them without any accents at the start. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And I could accent the first note. Could accent the second note. Third. Sounds a bit like the train, the country pattern. 4th note. The last and the first. The first 2, da-da, da-da. The middle 2. Last 2. All of them. Okay, so this time you've got some examples there. Now I'm going to just add some accents where I feel like it. Some of the ones I've just shown, some of the ones will be probably slightly different. So that's what I'm going to do next with a semiquaver. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Now that's quite a nice pattern. Now I'm going to do some variations on that. Now just jam a bit. So in there we can find little hidden melodies. Da 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 da. And I think it's really important that when we're playing them, you know, we can sort of, this is what I was saying at the start about possibly singing or humming them, being able to voice them is really important. Then you can actually think about those accents could go on to different toms on the drum kit. Okay, now I'm going to try a different approach where I'm going to play more sort of unresolved. I'm not going to play hand to hand all the way through because there was definite 16s going all the way through that were hand to hand. And it's just the accents that were changing it up. This time I'm going to stop that flow of digga 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 and I'm going to play some more kind of broken, unresolved phrases. And I might do this a few times. So let's go again. 2, 3, 4. triplets there. So not completely uncomfortable, but I'm playing a lot of the E's and the R's of a 16th note. So that would be the 1 E and a, 2 E and a. So we get all that kind of staccato, funky 1 E and a, 2 E and a, bat, 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 bat. All that kind of thing, and I'm doing my best not to resolve it like that. I could do this. You know, I'm always ending with a nice sort of pretty ending, but I was trying to do this where it ends kind of more abstract. Like that, no beat one. So they go over the bar a little bit. And, you know, I think it was James Brown or someone said funk lies between the cracks. You know, when you're looking at 16th note, take the left hand away, you've got quavers. Take the right hand away, you've got that funky side of the beat, the E's and the R's. So let's try again. This time I'm going to do some unresolved and some resolved phrases and bring the two together. Resolved. Unresolved. Resolved. Triplets, 8th note triplets, resolved. Unresolved. 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 Resolved. Again, some unresolved. Now I'm just going to jam it through a few times. I'm going to put in some rolls, some flams, some drags, some presses. Let's see what happens. You know, maybe one hand presses as well. Let's just see what comes out. Example 1. And this is where you're welcome to how I do these things. I might run through a few times with a pad, trying ideas out, then eventually I find a home for something, and then off I go and I just improvise. 2, 3, 4. Okay, so there we go. You know, that's trying to sort of hit a few birds with a few stones there. But yeah, the idea was I wanted you to see, firstly, how I start my phrasing, how I see phrasing, and the different ways I go through ideas when I do these YouTube shorts or playing along to a track. And as I say, I could even have done it just with a click. That would have been absolutely fine, because it's just about the tempo and what you feel. Of course, the music does help. This was a straight feel, as I say, and you know, everything I wanted to play was based around that. Though I did go into some eighth note paradiddles across the beat and stuff like that as well. But you know, I can't help doing that because I'm going to improvise with the stuff that I've got. But for people who are attempting to start this stuff and saying, how do you groove with the pad? This is the kind of thing you can do. You know, so from the first video I showed you today to the very last one, which is, you know, quite extreme and quite maybe advanced, but all those different sections in between, any of you watching this out there could do, and you can base it around your own technique and your own progress so far. So I hope you find that interesting. I love doing these things. You know, I've done one like this before, but it was a little while ago. I'm touching on different things. But yeah, I wanted to get to those unresolved phrases, as well as going through some other processes that I go through. So I hope you enjoyed it. Have a go at it. Maybe I should set a challenge. You know, some of you guys could film yourselves doing it and post it on your YouTube and send me a link or something. That could be cool. But anyway, if you have any comments, leave them in the comment boxes below. As I say, please like, please subscribe, please hit the notification bell so you know when I'm doing more of these crazy videos. It's Friday. Have a good weekend. If you're drumming, go out, have fun. I've got a few sessions and a bit of teaching. And if you want me to just chat to me about teaching or sessions or anything, clinics, or as I say, recording sessions or producing some of your music, then just let me know. Okay, guys, take care. Have a great weekend. Cheers. Bye.